Okay, we're back. Welcome once again to Stephen Follows Instructions. Still following ChatGPT's instructions, setting up a VPS on a service called OVH. And this is the 5th episode. If you're just starting here, I don't know why you would. Maybe you should go back and start with number 1 or 2 or 3. Don't start with number 4. Because in number 4, I'll just tell you to go back to number 3 or 1. Anyhow, here's where we're at. So we've got a secure VPS. We've got a Docker-based architecture going. We've got Caddy, which is my reverse proxy server. And it's going to handle different kinds of instructions for different domains. We've got an Apache plus CGI instance. You got multiple domains routing correctly on that instance, and now we're ready to actually put gRSShopper on that. Now, for those of you who don't know, gRSShopper is an application I authored myself. It has its quirks, to say the least. I'm not necessarily going to recommend that other people use it. Although, presumably, if you follow these instructions, it might actually work for you. We'll see. Anyhow, so we're going to install real gRSShopper CGI code next and see if we can't get this puppy up and running. Let's go. Okay, let's see how fast it's going to. Ooh, that is not fast. We'll do this one step at a time and without guessing. Yeah, okay, so we've hit the limits of our context window. Okay, so let's bail from this context window, and this is actually a good spot to start. We're very slow. We may have hit the limit of your context window. Please provide instructions for yourself to allow me to start a new context. Okay. Instructions to resume in a new chat. Alright, that's pretty good. Can we copy this or don't know. Start. Okay. Alright, let's do that. So we'll copy this. Okay, so I'll start a new chat. I always come back to this old chat if anything goes wrong. Same user's experience and wants precision, not verbosity. Yes, sir, indeed. That is what we want. Okay. Let's see what ChatGPT can do with this now. Okay, what's currently mounted in your container? Run these on the VPS and paste the output. Okay, all good. So copy the code. Right. Oops, not there. Okay, we're going to copy it into here. And let's paste the output. Okay. All right, so okay, let's give them this. Oops, that's not what I want. Okay, come back here. No libs, templates, configs, etc. Okay. How do I want to do this? Replace this path with the directory where the real Grasshopper code currently lives. Okay, so pretty sure it's in the website, so let's do that. List, on disk. My most recent Grasshopper is on my desktop computer. In a Windows file system. Just for storage. It runs on Linux. There are numerous Perl module as well. Oh, actually, I think the best thing to do, I do have a Docker file somewhere for Grasshopper, and it might be a bit older. Now, it doesn't help that I changed my Docker account to a free account a little while back. So this is me just trying to plan and think about what I'm doing, right? Okay, so let's go to the GitHub. That might be my best bet. So go to GitHub, go to Grasshopper. Now, how recently did I update this? 3 years ago. Good job, Stephen. 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So quite a bit has changed since then. Okay, let's explain my setup to ChatGPT. All right. Older version of Hopper that, and this will include, I'm pretty sure this will include Docker Compose, etc. Embedded database from GitHub repository. Right. From which we can use. We use this version because we do not to put the database in the same container. I suggest we set up the older version and then update with edits on the newer version. But I am open to other ideas. All right, let's see what it says. This is me almost working with ChatGPT as a partner. Okay. Okay. All right, so, okay. Right, we're going to install the CG code into the existing GPL Apache CGI container. Okay, so we're going to pull. So what we're going to do is basically apps grasshopper source, then we're going to go in, so that's just a place where we're going to place hold the source. Okay, and then it'll clone it, then it'll inspect the top level structure and likely CGI entry points, etc. Okay, good, I like that. Let's do that. You're going to love this. I was speaking to ChatGPT there. Let's see what happens. Whee! Okay. That was fast. All right. paste the output. It's a lot of output to paste into here, but it's going to need this information anyways, so. Server test will be the best thing to really start with. Right, one more precise inventory. Need to live alongside the CGI, yeah. All right, so, okay. I'm gonna run this. And again, we're just scanning what's in the directory. This is interesting, this find HTML, so, okay. And again, super fast. Modules, latex. Oh yeah, it's all the modules. Locally loaded modules. Okay. So we'll give them all this information. And, whoops, yep. Put a lot of stuff into the context window, but yes, the repos runtime assumes a data directory relative to CG. Yes. Ships with some non-code assets. Yep. So we should mirror the repo's working layout inside my existing mount. Yes. Right, so we'll just simply create, yeah. Okay, so we're going to install the CGI and shipped HTML assets into the live mount. Okay. My live mount will contain the same layout. All the scripts will be okay. So I'm going to. On it's got a server test. Okay. That seems to be its own, but I don't know. All right, so this will move all of our files in. All right, let's go up and take a look. Okay, probably be under site. Yeah, PLE, there's index, there's CGI bin. And everything looks right, okay. And let's see if the permissions are good. All the permissions are good. All the ownership is good. All right. Let's hit one of these in a browser and see what happens. I love that. Yeah, we got an error. Okay. Keep going to the wrong place. If it fails, don't debug, just paste. Yeah. And okay. The response. And the Apache container name, whatever that is. Okay, I get that. The Apache container name is going to be gRSShopper 1. gRSShopper 1. Look at all the combines. Okay. Okay, we'll put that in. Let's see what it says about that. This is specific. Perl can't find CGI PM. So every gRSShopper. That means the container your image you're using does not include the Perl CGI module and likely other CPAN dependencies. That's correct. We will fix this without touching routing domains or database by installing the missing Perl modules into the container image. Perfect. First, let's see if we can install packages into the running container. Yeah, that makes sense. CPAN not okay. Paste the outputs. Step 6.2.4. And we'll try this one as well. And we get nothing from that. Okay. No CPAN needed. Okay. So we're going to install CGI PM inside the Apache CGI container and retest. Okay. Ooh, it's going to get tricky now. Docker exec. And we're going to send it some lines. And retest the CGI endpoint. Okay, so we're actually executing something inside the container here. That's kind of neat. Okay, that looks good. And then we'll retest the CGI endpoint. And we got a false software error. Ooh. All right. CGI endpoint. We've moved from Apache can't run eCGI to Grasshopper runs its environmental test and is now enumerating missing modules. Yes. Next step is to install the missing modules via Debian packages inside the container. Yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Oh, unable to locate some packages. Step and non-guessy. Find the correct Debian package names for the missing modules. Okay, so let's do that. Copy this and paste it in here. But now, since we're doing things in parallel, we'll install the rest of this stuff. Debian has no obvious so I'm going to install all remaining. Alright, then we'll rerun the test. The updated Okay, so let's go back here. Having fun yet? Okay, all of those are done. So we'll do all of these now. Okay, that's everything. All right, let's try rerunning the test again. Okay, still got a few errors, but nothing major. Okay, trying to find. There we go. Okay, retesting. Thinking. Does seem like yeah, this is my own test script, so that's kind of cool. Right, the blocking runtime error right now is JSON, maybe XS, not the missing modules list. Until JSON and maybe XS is installed, Grasshopper PO won't compile. Right. So we really need that. Okay. Yeah, because it wasn't in my test suite. That's part of the problem. good. Maybe XS is okay. So we'll retest. If it's still errors, paste the first one. We'll iterate one blocking module at a time. Okay. It'll probably iterate with some errors. Okay, so let's boy, that really is awful. Can't locate. It will show us getting proper. Okay, well, all of those are green. All of those are green, green, green. Green. Okay, H1 software error. All right, let's put this in. Mime. Okay, so we'll copy this, try to load the package. See if that works. Unable to locate package. Okay. It's a bit different. I'm just all right. Is this the same as he said before? No, this is a bit different. Okay. All of this is why people stopped developing in Perl, by the way. Okay. If apt file not installed, install it. Okay. So let's install it. Okay, installed apt file, so let's go back and we'll try this. Once we know the exact package name, we'll reinstall it and run. Copy code. Still an error. All right. All right, we want to copy code. We're going back a step. All right. Let me give it this and see what it says. Okay, here we are. Apt file search returns nothing. Okay. So Debian repositories you have enabled do not ship html.pm. The clean, precise way forward is to vendor the missing cpan modules. I don't know what that means. Okay. We'll place the module file at, right, modules, okay. But I won't guess the file. I have two precise options. Okay. Copy from my newer working tree. Can upload, copy it over, or fetch the module source tarball. So we can download the cpan distribution source. Okay, I'm going to do option D. Make a vendor staging directory. Command the curl and echo curl, okay. Okay, so for right now, we'll do this, okay. Confirm the exact use line. Confirm whether the module exists anywhere on disk. Okay, that's a good idea. We'll do that first. I agree. Yeah, definitely do use it. All right, okay. I prefer option B. Here is confirming exact use line. So it's interesting, it's using vendor as a verb. I haven't seen that before. Option B it is, yeah, because we don't have it. We have an authoritative upstream tarball location for this module. It's there. So, we'll run this on the VPS. Right, so we're going to just grab it into the local, into the VPS. Fetch it, unpack it, install it into, that's already in there as modules, and confirm that it's now present. Okay. So we're going to download it and put it in locally. All right. Okay, let's confirm that it's now present. Okay, let's do that again. There it is. Okay, very good. Okay, and then add its Debian package dependencies to avoid the next missing module churn. Yes. Okay, retest. Okay, that seems to be a problem. Okay, choked on. Let's copy the code and try this again. Here now. At least it didn't punt me out the second time I tried it, but it looks like we're unable to find. Yep, Debian MIME words comes with one thing, not the other. Okay. So for my, I'll do two things. Oh, we have to vendor this now. Okay. With corrected MIME words package. Okay, we'll do that. All good. And copy code. And, ooh, there we go. That looked better. And we'll retest. Alrighty. What do we got? I'm going to send the whole thing in because I'm pretty sure that didn't quite work right. No, that was right. Here we go. Okay. Let's start here. Nice progress. Okay. Okay, it is being loaded and it needs datetime format mail. Okay, that was the next blocking module. So load datetime format mail. Okay, that seems to have worked. Retest. Ah, okay. We're past the Perl dependency blockers and into the expected file system layout for multi-site. Can't find multi-site text. Okay. Okay, we'll satisfy it without changing routing, good, by creating the expected path and placing a multi-site.txt there. Okay, so create the expected multi-site file path. First, we'll confirm whether var www exists in the container. Okay. Right. Okay. And if these don't exist, oh, we'll create symlinks so we don't duplicate files. Do I want to do that? Okay, well, let's run this first. Not really a fan of symlinks, that's why. Okay. Var www doesn't exist. Okay, so we're going to create the symlinks. I suppose, just I'm not a fan of doing it this way, because then we'd have to create symlinks every time. Still shows doesn't include the modules. Okay, not worth chasing to it unless it blocks runtime. I agree. Creates an extra step every time you want to add another domain. Is there a way to do this more directly? Including by editing the source Perl script code. Let's see. Because I think that's what I'd really rather do, right? And I agree with you. It is a maintenance trap. You betcha. Patch Grasshopper to look for multi-site text in the already shipped relative data. Make multi-side modes use the same relative data dir instead of hard coding. Or make the container file system match upstream once globally. Oh, I see. So anything always resolves to your doc root. It's easier to get wrong. Kind of prefer touching the Perl. Make multi-site modes use the same relative data dir instead of hard coding. Okay, so let's go with option 1. So let's run this code. All right, so we've run. Okay. Okay. So we've executed 2 requests. Find other references to write var ww multi-site. Okay. Okay, so we'll put all this in. I think it'll be a pretty small change, but I could be wrong. For 4:27 p.m. This episode's a long one. But I'll only ever have to do this once, I hope. It's still thinking. Okay. We can fix this directly in Perl. So adding a new domain is just editing one shared file. That's exactly what I want to do. Right now the code builds, it's host dir as, right. And then host dir cgibn, and then etc. etc. Best direct. Stop using var www for the multi-site config file. Yes. Instead, always read multi-site text from the existing relative path under the running script. No per domain symlinks, no per domain file system scaffolding. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to patch dbinfo, which is one of the scripts to use a fixed Okay. This is the fun part. Look at this. Make a backup and apply. So we're going to define the file, make a backup, and then Perl 0777. Show the edited block to confirm. All right, let's copy the code. This is arcane, crazy stuff. I get this. This I don't get at all. Okay, substitute this for just this. Show the edited block to confirm. All right, I get it. Not sure that third line will actually work. Oh, it continues. Oh. All right, so some of the code was, yeah, some of the code was clipped. That's why it didn't make sense. Okay. Okay, I feel better now. And so we'll show the edited block to confirm. Okay. So no, that's wrong. That doesn't look right. Mangled the variable name, right? File, my data file. Show the block again. Okay, let's try that. Still didn't work. Show the block again. So we'll go back. It's still wrong. Because the line literally is, yeah, just overwrite the line. Don't be fancy. All right, let's try this. My data file equals data multi-site text. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Quick sanity, Perl compile check, no runtime. Syntax, okay. Okay. If the compile check is okay, we can proceed to create the shared multi-site file and retest. And right, we're just creating a blank verse version. And now we'll retest. Oops, didn't mean to do that. My Ubuntu release isn't supported anymore. Oh, sad. We'll have to fix that. But let's do this first. Step 6.2.10 seems to hang. Then pull the Apache CGI error. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, let's give it this. This is something interesting and different for me. You realize I'm saving myself weeks of work here, right? Just weeks of work. It's not a network hang. CGI doesn't finish. The script is progressing further and blocking on something, very likely a DB connect. Okay, so we'll capture the partial body to see where the output stops. All right. Next time 10. There we go. Okay, and it stopped there. Okay. Shows an error. It's producing output but never terminates cleanly, so the HTTP response stays open. We should remove obvious infinite work triggers. Yeah. 2 fixes, one at a time. Add version text where Grasshopper expects it. Yeah. Okay. And secondly, force the first host lookup not to stall, so we're going to remove the dependency. we're going to confirm if it's being read. Code block. We can remove all per domain file system assumptions. Delete the first host logic. Yes. Yes. So we're going to patch the home. Okay. All right. So we'll do that first. Okay. So we should see what should we see? Host dir equals, and then the downs override still below. We'll leave it. Yes, user local Apache htdocs. Right. Okay. Do compile check. Should compile. Syntax okay. And then ensure multi-site.txt exists where code now expects. So it should read .data multi-site check. I did confirm that, but okay. And then we'll make sure that the file is actually there. And there it is. Data multi-site text, or it should die. Right. Retest with timeout should finish quickly now. And it did not. And we'll tail the Docker logs as well. And we'll put that in, and let's see what it says. But I think we've made a lot of progress here. Great, it's clearly DB DNS resolution. It's eating time. Okay, that's fine. Okay. The right move is to make CGI fail fast or skip DB so it doesn't hold connections open. we'll do that. Okay, so this is going to change all of those lines. That's the database, okay. And we'll retest. That was much faster. And we'll run this. Much faster. Perfect. That means step fills fast enough not to hang requests. 2 tight follow-ups to close 6.2 cleanly. Confirm multi-site is non-hanging for both domains. Oops. Not in there. I'll put it in here. Blank change. Blank okay. Alright. And make the current container change reproducible. Record the. You can bake it into your Docker file later, still no DB. Okay, what does that mean? Capture what we've changed. Do that, doing next. Okay. Okay, oh yeah, right, it clips these. Right. Set modules, vendored modules we placed into local modules, and installed Perl packages so we can port into the Docker file, run apt-get install. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's planning ahead correctly. Vendored modules placed into looker modules. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, these are, no, these are the vendored modules. Okay. Vendor is a verb, still new to me. Okay, here's the list. The lists. What's stateful right now? Needs baking into the image now. Apt install. Already changed in the Grasshopper code. Important to keep. Yes. Good old smoke test run. Known good smoke test run. Copy good. Okay. Real grasshopper code is installed and DB intentionally not. Okay, that's very good. The code is installed and executing for both domains. That's lovely. That's huge. So we'll call it the end of an episode here, and we'll come back to it. I'm not sure when. Probably tomorrow would be a good time to start. So, because it's almost the end of my work day. So anyhow, you got a chance to see me work. I wasn't particularly articulate, but you know, that's how it goes. It was really interesting working with ChatGPT on my own Perl code. The changes are pretty minor, right? It's just a couple of source code edits. Would have taken me a long time, and the modules thing, that would have been a pain as well. So yeah, I mean, doing this in just an hour or so, whatever time this episode took, that's real progress for me. And what I'll be able to do now also with ChatGPT is get these changes so that I can export them and everything just works. And that means other people can use Grasshopper and it's a lot easier. But I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I just want it to work for me. So anyhow, that's the episode for now. And we'll get back to it in a bit. Talk to you later.